This is the Main Street Preps High School Football Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Fans, don't let fans drive drunk.
Welcome back into the Main Street Preps High School Football Wrap-Up and Preview Show. I'm Chris Yao, and it is time for the state championships. What a run it has been for all of these teams to make it to the final weekend of the season, heading to Chattanooga, where they'll play at Finley Stadium for the right to hoist the gold ball. We've got three folks who are going to be coming to you in this show, bringing you information from last Friday for a couple of them, and two others will also be bringing you previews for this weekend as well. So let's not waste any more time. We, of course, want to thank the Tennessee Highway Safety Office for their support all season long here on the Main Street Preps High School Football Wrap-Up and Preview shows. Remember, folks, fans, don't let fans drive drunk. Without further ado, let's go to Maurice Patton, who's going to tell you about this coming Thursday as Columbia Academy punched their ticket 2 weeks ago to the Class A Division II state championship game. Maurice, tell us what to expect in this one.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Murray. We've got one last week of high school football, and here in Murray County, we've got one last team. As Columbia Academy makes the trip to Chattanooga for the Blue Cross Bowl this weekend, they will take on Nashville Christian in the second game of the day on Thursday for the Division IIA championship. That'll be a 2 o'clock Central Time kickoff at Finley Stadium, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And as we've talked about Columbia Academy over this postseason run and over the course of this season, we've talked a lot about the offense with good reason. Monte Baldwin, their senior running back, is going to leave with 6,000 plus rushing yards, all-time rushing leader in school history. He's going to leave with in all likelihood, a 2,000-yard season this year. Senior quarterback Stephen Neves, a transfer from Ravenwood, has thrown for 1,885 yards and 23 touchdowns through this 10-3 season for the Bulldogs. So this has been a prolific offense. They've averaged 38.7 points per game, and over the course of the 5-game win streak that they are currently on, they have averaged 46.8 points per game. So again, this offense has been talked about a lot, and deservedly so. But let's take a look at this defense for just a second as we go into this ball game, because a lot of what takes place on Thursday is going to rely on their performance. 24 sacks, 19 interceptions, and both those numbers are going to be keys against Nashville Christian junior quarterback Jared Curtis, a Mr. Football finalist, former Georgia commit, recently decommitted from the Bulldogs and reopened his recruitment. But in a Week 8 45-7 win over Columbia Academy, Curtis threw for 364 yards and a pair of touchdowns, ran 8 times for 75 yards and 3 touchdowns. Did not run for 800 yards. But what's that? That's almost 440 offensive yards by himself. So he will be public enemy number one for this Bulldog defense. Again, over the course of the season, they have had 24 sacks. They've had 19 interceptions. They've got 5 guys with double-digit tackles for loss. So this is an active defense when they're doing what they need to be doing. Keyed by their linebackers, Nixon Love and Zane Nash. Nixon Love leads the team with 105 total tackles. And 13 of those are for loss. Again, they've got 5 guys with 10-plus tackles for loss. Zane Nash, 72 total tackles, 9 for loss. They've got a defensive tackle, J.R. Atkins, with 65 tackles. 20 of those are for loss. 85 tackles, 20 for loss. And defensive end, Jack Gordon, 65 tackles, 6 sacks, 25 tackles for loss. That leads the team. So they get after you, and they get penetration up front, and make a lot of plays in the backfield. And it's gonna take some of that on Thursday for them to reverse that 45-7 result that they got in week 8. Again, 19 interceptions as well. They've got 5 different guys with multiple interceptions, led by Jackson Usherwood, who had 3 in their win over Donaldson Christian in the state semifinals, gives him 6 on the year. Wyatt Ayers has 4, Love has 3, Mac Jackson and Harrison Brownlee with 2 apiece. So, they are a ball-hawking defense, and that active defensive front kind of puts a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, and sometimes they'll kind of throw it up, and that's what CA will be looking for on defense on Thursday against, again, obviously the best quarterback that they faced in Jared Curtis from Nashville Christian. So as good as this offense has been, this defense is going to have to slow Nashville Christian down enough to give the offense a chance, and this one should be a good one. Look for coverage at Main Street Murray and at Main Street Preps on this game and all of our other local teams in Chattanooga this weekend at the Blue Crossbow. Again, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Murray. It's been a great season. We appreciate y'all watching. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks as always. All right, we're going to take our first break of the show. We've got more coming your way right here on the Main Street Preps High School Football Wrap-Up and Preview Shows, State Championship Edition on Main Street Media Television. We'll be right back after this.
He shoots, and he scores!
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Well, we went all out for you this year, didn't we, little girl? Yep, we got you what you wanted with all the bells and whistles.
A brand new car?
Let's go check it out. Come on. We're here.
Oh my gosh, we're going to the garage. I got a car.
Yep, let's get in here. Let me show you what's going on.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Duggar, got your 18 SEER heat pump with the ultraviolet home treatment system.
I cannot believe it. Thank you.
Yes! Give the gift of clean air this year. Merry Christmas from the Busy Bee family.
Welcome back in, folks. Looking forward to hearing more about teams from around the mid-state who have punched their ticket to the state championship. And, well, we've got one of them here. Let's go to Monte Hale as he tells us about that appointment television on Thanksgiving Friday night between Oakland and Maryville.
Hello, I'm Monte Hale, sports editor of the Murfreesboro Post, and we're still playing football in Rutherford County. We did last Friday night with Oakland and longtime East Tennessee rival Maryville doing battle. Looked more promising for Maryville early. They led 13-7 at the half, but the defense that I'd been questioning about Oakland really rose to the occasion. And, you know, most games are won, playoff games are won late in ball games. Sometimes you can win them in the first half. And I think this was kind of a case here because Oakland held Maryville to 2 field goals in the second quarter, and they only trailed 13-7 at the half. They came and got 2 big second-half touchdowns and shut Maryville out, held them to 2 first downs, 43 yards in offense, only 12 rushing. So they advanced to the championship. Again, it was the two-headed monster of DeJuan Morris and Craig Tutt. Morris, a senior who recently flipped his commitment from USC to Tennessee, rushed for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Craig Tutt he had 70 yards and a touchdown. He caught 3 passes for 132 yards. Senior quarterback Kyler Creasy, the son of head coach Kevin Creasy, was 7 of 10 for 152 yards. Also on the defensive side of the ball, Ethan Burrell had 5 big tackles and 2 key sacks for the Patriots. So where does that leave the Patriots now? They travel to Chattanooga on Saturday night in a rematch of last year's title game against Houston, which beat the Patriots 24-9 in last year's meeting. It was a tough night. Creasy got hurt. It was a messy night, but obviously they're a good football team. They had to beat Ravenwood 24-21 to get here. So I think the final game of the Blue Cross Bowl is going to be something very, very special. The games start Thursday with the Division II, and then on Friday you have the 3A, the 1A, and the 5A, and then on Saturday the 4A, the 2A, and the 6A. That will be played at 7 o'clock Eastern time, so the game's at 6. So if you're going, make sure you allow yourself plenty of time to get there. But again, Oakland back in the championship game for the 5th straight season. I'm Monte Hale, sports editor of the Murfreesboro Post.
Once again, Monty, thanks so much. We greatly appreciate it and looking forward to seeing you this weekend in Chattanooga. All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, David Wilson tells us about the Springfield Yellow Jackets. Did they punch their ticket to the state finals? We'll find out after this break.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Well, we went all out for you this year, didn't we, little girl? Yep, we got you what you wanted, with all the bells and whistles.
A brand new car?
Let's go check it out. Come on. We're here.
Oh my gosh, we're going to the garage. I got a car.
Yep, let's get in here. Let me show you what's going on.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Duggar, got your 18 SEER heat pump with the ultraviolet home treatment system.
I cannot believe it. Thank you.
Yes! Give the gift of clean air this year. Merry Christmas from the Busy Bee family.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcome back into the Main Street Preps High School Football Wrap-Up and Preview Show, State Championship Edition, presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Remember, folks, fans, don't let fans drive drunk. David Wilson was on hand for the Page and Springfield semifinal on Friday night. David, tell us about it.
Hey everybody, this is David Wilson, sports reporter for the Robertson County Connection, here to give you a quick recap of all the action across the Robertson County area this week as we entered the semifinal round for the 6 non-private school classifications this week. We had one team left in the mix this past Friday night on a cold Thanksgiving weekend, and it was the Springfield Yellow Jackets hosting the 3-time and 3 straight consecutive Class 5A runner-ups, the Page Patriots, in a semifinal matchup to try to get to the Class 5A Blue Cross Bowl on Friday night at the Nest. Springfield came into this game with a lot of momentum, riding a 3-game winning streak in the playoffs on the road. They defeated region champion Mumford, went on the road to defeat Henry County, and then came back to the Nashville area in the Mid-State and defeated region champion Beach in the quarterfinal round. But this past weekend, it was all the Page Patriots after the opening quarter, as Page picks up a 31-7 victory over Springfield and punches their ticket to their 4th consecutive Blue Cross Bowl, and they will be headed to Chattanooga on Friday night to face Sevier County. Springfield jumped out to a 7-0 lead in this matchup. They got a turnover on downs on defense on the opening possession of the game, marched right down the field, and were able to convert on a 4th and 17 where quarterback Kason Woodson delivers a 34-yard touchdown pass to Cameron Cobbins to give Springfield an early 7-0 lead. But after that point, it was all Page as their defense buckled down, and their offense was able to take advantage of good field position in the second quarter. William Weebush connected with McLean Copeland on a 7-yard touchdown pass to get Page on the board to tie things up at 7-7. The next possession for Page, Brendan Haynes, the UT commit, goes right into the end zone in a 1-yard touchdown run. It's 14-7 at the half, and then in the second half, Springfield's offense turned the ball over 4 times, 4 interceptions by the Page defense. Colin Mullick had 2 interceptions, Knight Wilson had 1, and Justin Bruce had 1 as well. Page was able to convert on all 3 possessions in the second half to turn it into points. Weebush had a 12-yard touchdown run. Presley Cozart had a 1-yard touchdown run, and Jonathan Baba had a field goal, a short field goal, to give Page 17 points in the second half. All 17 points came off turnovers. Page continues their magical run. They have yet to allow more than 7 points to an opposing offense all year. They have absolutely been dominant, and they seem like really good contenders to lift the gold ball this week in Chattanooga. For Springfield, their season ends at 8-6. As I mentioned, this team ended the season at 5-5 and went on a magical run in the playoffs that will be talked about in Robertson County for years to come. They are dropping down to Class 4A next year and should be considered contenders as they drop down with the talented roster that turns over. They return their entire starting offensive line. They bring back their entire backfield and quarterback Kason Woodson. They will lose Keenan Chapman Jr., who split time with running back Jaden Hurst, who returns next year. So Springfield should be in really good shape next year to contend for a gold ball. That'll do it on this week's edition of the Wrap-Up. Thank you guys for tuning in all year long. Looking forward to talking to you guys here in the near future.
Thanks, David. Congratulations to Page on their 4th consecutive trip to the state finals. Speaking of, let's go ahead and show you the schedule for this weekend at Finley Stadium, beginning on Thursday in Division II. At 11 a.m., you can catch Battleground Academy and CPA. A mid-state team will kick off the Blue Cross Bowl championships in Chattanooga, as one of them will be bringing home that gold ball, the other a silver ball. Once again, as we told you earlier, Nashville Christian and Columbia Academy will make it 2 for 2 to start the weekend. They'll play at 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern time, and that is in the Division II Class A state championship. And capping it off, once again, the Battle of Chattanooga in the Division II Class 3A state championship. It's Baylor and McCallie. If you've not been able to get out to a Baylor-McCallie state championship game, the atmosphere is unparalleled, just insane. You should definitely make your way out to Chattanooga, if for no other game than that one. Again, that's at 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. On Friday, we'll kick it off with the Class 3A state championship as Alcoa going for an unprecedented number of consecutive Class 3A state championships before moving to Class 4A next season. They'll take on Westview out of Martin, Tennessee, led by quarterback Graham Simpson, the younger brother of Ty Simpson, who was also a state championship participant a few years ago, now at the University of Alabama. His younger brother, a freshman in this one, looking to upset the Tornadoes. Following that's the Class 1A state championship, and that'll be perennial power South Pittsburgh taking on Mace out of Memphis. And it shouldn't be a fantastic football game there. And closing out at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, is the 5A state championship we mentioned earlier. Page will be looking for its first gold ball in 4 consecutive attempts. They'll take on the Smoky Bears of Sevier County. On Saturday, the Class 4A state championship will consist of Macon County and Melrose. Melrose out of Memphis as well. Macon County up near Sumner County. So Macon County making a trip back to the state finals for the first time in a while. 10 a.m. is the kickoff there Central Time in the Class 4A state finals. At 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, the 2A state championship will be the Bulldogs of Milan taking on Marion County. And of course, as you know, South Pittsburgh will have something to say about their counterparts from Marion County as Marion County takes on Milan in the Class 2A state finals. And closing us out, as Monty mentioned earlier, will be Oakland and Houston. That's a 6 o'clock Central kick, not tip. 7 o'clock Eastern, Class 6A, Oakland and Houston. Let's tell you a little bit about what you can expect if you are planning to make that trip to Finley Stadium in Chattanooga. Here are some things you're going to want to know before you go. Ticket prices are $20 per day. You can buy 1 ticket and see all 3 football games. All spectators who are school age and older must have a ticket, so 4 and under can get in free. If you do have a TWSAA ID card or a TMSAA ID card, that will not be accepted for admission for this game, but TACA cards will be honored with a matching photo ID. Parking is $15 a day, and it's cash only. Make sure to bring cash for parking. Parking attendants will be stationed at the entrance of the north lot between Main Street and the stadium, and parking is available on a first-come, first-served basis. Now, there is a clear bag policy. Make sure that you follow the clear bag policy, and bag searches and individual metal detection can be expected at all ticketed events at Finley Stadium upon entry. Some things you cannot bring in: noisemakers, selfie sticks, fireworks, speakers, professional cameras with attachable lens, pop-up folding chairs, drones, weapons, no animals except, of course, service animals. Outside food and drink, stadium chairs with armrests and pockets are also not admitted, or umbrellas. So make sure you leave that umbrella in your car as well. If you have more information or are looking for more information, you can, of course, visit Chattanooga.com for hotel, restaurant, and other area information. But, of course, we hope to see you in Chattanooga Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the TWSAA Blue Cross Bowl Championships. We've got one more show to go for the rest of the year. We are looking forward to a final recap of all of our area teams next week here on the Main Street Preps High School Football Wrap-Up Show. And, of course, this week also the preview show. Once again, congratulations to all teams who made the state finals. We look forward to seeing you in Chattanooga. Once again, thanks to the Tennessee Highway Safety Office for presenting this show and others throughout this high school football season here on Main Street Media TV. Remember, fans, don't let fans drive drunk. We'll see you next time.
This is the Main Street Preps High School Football Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Fans, don't let fans drive drunk.
He shoots, and he scores!
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.